Dajjal gives you, in the modern age, I use the word high, to get high. The one who is drinking the alcohol, he wants to get intoxicated. So, sexual intoxication is what they seek. And the vehicle which is used to pursue sexual intoxication is a vehicle by the name of lust. L-U-S-T, lust. That's Dajjal's weapon. And the rest of this lecture is now being delivered for you who are 16 and 17 years of age, not for the elders. They know the subject already. But if you are 16 and 17 years of age, listen to me. Lust is like, the Quran uses the term wine, rivers of wine. So using the same term that the Quran used, lust is like a wine. You drink it to get sexual intoxication. But the problem is, you drink and you're still thirsty. You drink and you are still thirsty. The sexual thirst is still there. And the more that you drink, the greater does the thirst become. It's like Coca-Cola. So you have 200 women, like Magic Johnson. And at the end of the day, the thirst is still there. The sexual intoxication is eluding you. No matter what tablets you use, and this and that and the other. And then you turn away from women and you turn to men. And then you turn away from men and you turn to children. And you turn away from children and you turn to animals. ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ السَّافِلِينَ. So we say to you that lust is a vehicle of destruction. Do we need to pursue that discussion any further? What is the alternative to lust? And our lecture is over. Allah has sent the Quran to explain all things. It's such a pity that we don't have time for the Quran. We have time for everything else. We have time for the hairdresser, but we don't have time for the Quran. If you want to know what is it that gives you the greatest satisfaction of all in the relationship between a man and a woman, it is to the Quran you must turn. Yes, the Quran will explain. And when we turn to the Quran, Allah speaks of Jannah. And He speaks of men and women in Jannah. And the highest of all bliss in the male-female relationship in Jannah, guess what it is? The highest state of bliss and of happiness in the male-female relationship in Jannah, as described in the Quran, is muttaqi'ina 'ala al-ara'ik mutaqabilin. That they are in physical proximity with each other, reclining on couches, facing each other. This is all that we have. We have to connect the dots. We have to now use our imagination to connect the dots. In other words, it is the And now I'm going to have to use some poetic language to touch the hearts of those 17-year-old and 16-year-old teenagers. Okay, so excuse me now. The Quran is directing attention to a gentle touch. A gentle caress. A little kiss. A hug. And if she is a woman who is still a woman, and if between you and Allah knows what is in the heart, وَعَلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ يَحُولُ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَقَلْبِهِ, Allah hovers between a man and his heart. So if there is lust in your heart, Allah can see it. And lust and love cannot live together in the same heart. Lust and love cannot live together in the same heart, either one or the other. If there is love in the heart, and if there is rahmah, kindness and compassion in the heart, then what would be the effect of a gentle touch? وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. And amongst His signs is this, that He created for you, from your very midst He created your mates, your spouses, that you might dwell together in sukoon, peace, contentment, tranquility, bliss. وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. And He placed betwixt your hearts love and kindness. So if when you sit with her, in your heart there is no lust, if instead there is love and there is kindness, then a touch can do wonders. A gentle touch can do wonders, provided she is a woman who is still a woman. You don't need all of that sexual activity, going down the road for 200 women, and then going to alternative sexuality and homosexuality and this and that and the other. No! One sip, just one sip is enough to quench the thirst. With that wine you drink and you drink and you drink and you drink, and the more you drink, the more your thirst grows. And with this one sip is enough, and she is in heaven. With just a gentle, and remember, I'm now talking to the teenagers, so excuse me. I'm talking to the teenagers in France and in Britain and in Canada and the United States. We have one from Belgium here, we have another one from Belgium in the back there. With one touch, you will take her to the stars, and she will dance with the stars. And her thirst will be quenched. Because Allah says, مُتَّكِئِينَ عَلَى الْأَرَائِكِ مُتَقَابِلِينَ, that they recline together on couches, facing each other in Jannah. Provided that there is no lust, provided that there is respect, provided that there is kindness, provided that there is compassion, provided that there is lust, then a gentle touch is enough. The Prophet said, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi, he said, when you marry, marry a virgin, so you can sport and play with her. Those were his words. Because as a woman grows older and older, her capacity to respond becomes slower and slower. Until Sauda radiallahu ta'ala anha, our mother, al-Mu'minun, she gave her night to Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. So Aisha got 2 nights and Sauda didn't need any more. Why? Because she had passed the age, she felt, where she could respond to such stimulation easily and gently and become pleasurable. Sorry. So one has to take into consideration the factor of age and show compassion when a woman reaches that age when she can no longer respond as quickly as with a young woman. Now then, how do we get the woman with whom we're going to recline on the couch, hugging her and kissing her and sitting facing each other? How do we do it? Answer, through marriage. But Dajjal came along with a master plan. Good men have only one wife. Decent men have only one wife. Respectable men have only one wife. Men who are role models in society have only one wife. That is Dajjal's rubbish. In order to take men and transform them into boys. If you don't understand, then start thinking. His objective is to take men and to transform them into boys. There are worlds inside a man that Allah had created, which can only be opened by a woman. And if she does not open it, you live your life and you'll die without ever having grown to what you could have grown. That's Muhyiddin ibn Arabi, Sheikh al-Akbar he's called. Sheikh al-Akbar. That it is a woman who can open the doors of the world which are there in a man, so that the versatility of the male can be displayed. And he can grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Most of all, intellectually and spiritually. That's what a woman does. And so Allah says, فَانْكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِّنَ النِّسَاءِ مَثْنَى وَثُلَاثَ وَرُبَعَ. And so marry women who are pleasing to you. 2, 3, 4. Not every woman is as beautiful as a rose blossoming in the garden. No. Not every man is as handsome as Yusuf alayhi salam. But when Allah puts love in your heart, she will become beautiful in your eyes. And he will become handsome in your eyes. That's what love does. So you marry. 2, 3, 4. وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا. If you fear that you will not be able to act justly with your wives, meaning this is your wife and she is accustomed to this standard of living, and you take a second wife and now her standard of living must drop. No, she should not have to pay a price for your taking a second wife. No. You can take a second and a third and a fourth, provided that you can maintain them the way you maintain her. How many men can do that in Akhir Zaman? When riba rips us apart. وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدًا. Then stay with only one. With only